Hey everybody, this is Tim from the Bulwark. There have been some pretty weird revelations this weekend about our new Speaker of the House. Maybe the Republicans didn't think this one through or vet this guy before they elevated him from, being in charge of the water cooler at the backbench of the House to having him be second line to the presidency. Here are a couple of the things in case you've missed them. Number one, he has not filed in any of his financial disclosures indicating that he has a bank account. Pretty odd for the Speaker of the House to be a member of the unbanked community, and I want to get to that. The other thing is that he and his son have an interesting relationship. They are accountability partners for each other, and what they have is they've downloaded this app onto their phone, and it sends a report to the other person, to your accountability partner, that shows what kind of stuff you've been doing on your phone. And if there's anything that seems potentially unusual or potentially sexy or potentially bad, your accountability partner gets this report, including pictures. Let's just listen to Mike Johnson describe this one.
Men in a church, men's Bible study groups will do it. That's how it's presented at Promise Keepers. But they also mention, hey, when your kids become teenagers, especially if you have boys, dads, they're talking to the guys at this event, you might want to think about doing this with your sons. And so we've been doing that. And so what it does real simply is it has an algorithm and software. It's way above my head how it works, but it scans. You obviously opt into it, but it scans all the activity on your phone or your devices, your laptop, tablet, what have you. We do all of it. And then it sends a report to your accountability partner. So my accountability partner right now is Jack, my son, right? And so he's 17. So he and I get a report of all the things that are on our phones or all of our devices once a week. If anything objectionable comes up, your accountability partner gets an immediate notice. I'm proud to tell you my son he's got a clean slate, all right? Yeah. But we get a report and it says, hey, no activity of concern, and it's really sensitive. It'll pick up almost anything. It looks for keywords, search terms, and also images, and it will send your accountability partner a blurred picture of the image. And so on occasion I get one. I was just looking at the one from this week I got on Jack, and it said, This is the only one that may be questionable, and it's this blurred image of two women talking in a live screen thing, and I zoom in and I have to unblur it, and it's two middle-aged teachers.
Okay. I'm not one to judge anybody else's parenting. Everybody's got to do what they got to do, but I do have some concerns about some app maker having total access to the new Speaker of the House phone material. That seems like a security threat. And I do, a 17-year-old, I don't think should have their dad see every picture that they look at in private. That feels like some really overbearing parenting for the crowd that gets very upset about giving every kid a trophy. I don't know. I think that this is the type of thing that makes you wonder what is happening. There's maybe an overcompensating element to it too. I mean, really, the son needs to see everything that's in your phone. I don't know. The whole thing just makes me uncomfortable. But it's the banking thing that I think is where the real potential scandal could lie here. Let's just I guess if you want to call it respond. He reacted to a question about this in a Fox News interview this past weekend. Let's just watch a little bit of that.
Yes, look, I'm a man of modest means, okay? I was a lawyer, but I did constitutional law, and most of my career I spent in the nonprofit sector. We have 4 kids, 5 now, that are very active, and I have kids in graduate school, law school, undergraduate. We have a lot of expenses, but I can relate to everybody else. My father was a firefighter, right? I didn't grow up with great means, but I think that helps us be a better leader because we can relate to every hardworking American family. That's who we are. And I think it governs and helps govern my decisions and how I lead.
Well, majority of Americans now say they're living paycheck to paycheck, so a lot of folks in the same boat.
Okay. He's a man of modest means. Well, I want to dig into that a little bit deeper, but I just, at the surface level, let's just look at this. Members of Congress make $174,000 per year. And the Johnson family lives in Benton, Louisiana. This is well outside of Shreveport, which is not exactly a metropolis that is facing the rising housing prices that we're seeing elsewhere in the country. I can't imagine that his mortgage in Benton is too much to handle. I guess I assume he has to have a mortgage. this is not a man of modest means. Okay, if you are making almost $200,000 a year and you live in Benton, Louisiana, you are a king among men. Okay, you are doing just fine. You do not have to be, going to the CVS. I bet they don't have CVSs, but you don't have to be going to the pharmacy to get one of those temporary cards to pay for things. I mean, clearly you have enough money to have a bank, and you would have enough money in that bank account that it would exceed the $1,000 that is required by the government if you're a member of Congress to divulge on your financial disclosure report. So just on its face, like, dude is obviously lying. Okay, and when somebody is telling very obvious lies, usually there's something beneath that. And let's just look at his past a little bit, I think, which goes a little further into the fact that this is not a guy of modest means, and he is a guy that has some things to hide about his finances. A while back, Mike Johnson, when he was a state legislator in Louisiana, he used a loophole in Louisiana ethics law to bring in $400,000 in legal fees to help defend a state law which he helped pass restricting abortion access. So he votes for a law. The law needs to be defended in courts, and the government gives the contract to the guy that sponsored the law to help defend it. Seems a little shady on its face. Then we have in 2018. He received between $25,000 and $100,000 for private pastoral counseling services from his wife's company. So, guy's bringing in legislature money. Guy is bringing in legal fees on the side as a side hustle, significant six-figure legal fees. He has an additional side hustle doing pastoral counseling services with his wife. Prior to being in the legislature, he was named as the dean of a new law school in Louisiana that never actually got off the ground due to various scandals and mismanagement. And yet, the college president had to raise his own pay because in order to take that job as the dean of the non-existent law firm, Mike Johnson required a salary that was above what the current president of the university's salary is. So, dude isn't swimming in gold coins like Scrooge McDuck, okay? But living in rural Louisiana, having multiple side hustles, being a member of Congress, you would think you'd have a savings account that would be in the four figures at least. He doesn't. Why he doesn't, I don't know. But the investigators and reporters here in Louisiana who are looking into this and who have already done significant reporting on the scandal around the law school that I mentioned and others, indicate that there is something messy afoot here. And given how hectic it was for the Republicans in the House and how desperate they were to find anybody who could possibly unite their fractured conference, it does seem to me like they might have pushed this guy forward before they crossed their T's and dotted their I's and looked back at what is in his past. So more to come on that for sure. But our Speaker of the House apparently does not have a bank account and considers himself a man of modest means, despite making nearly $200,000 a year. And on the side, he's also sharing all of the Instagram pictures that he looks at on his phone with his son just to make sure he's not doing anything naughty. So nothing to see here. Johnson's son is on the case. And I guess we'll just keep monitoring and keep you guys abreast of this because you know that there are going to be more shoes to drop on this one. Hey, if you like this video and our content, I'd love for you to become a Bulwark Plus member. You get bonus podcasts, you get bonus newsletters, you get bonus takes from me that maybe don't come up on the YouTube feed. You can try it out for free at thebulwark.com/free trial. The link is below in the description. We'd love to have you as a member of our community. We have great commenters and great opportunities for people who want to protect democracy.